I gotta fix that transition. I washed my hair and used conditioner, which I don't normally do. Now it's very voluminous, got like a lot of body to it. I'm trying to keep it tamed with the headphones. So, hi, it's me, Scott. Let's refresh this real fast. So we got a lot of things going on. I did not hear back from Twitch about their testing with the thing. I hope that's good news. Regarding, what were we even talking about yesterday? There were like multiple things. We got very distracted. All the matter stuff. Okay, it's so irritating. I don't know. It feels bad. It feels bad. I will admit, I'm just like, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's me, but like, the layers of nonsense from my perspective, the layers of nonsense are out of control. Just so like, just to get a working development environment, just to do something that seems relatively simple. It seems like this should just be a library. There's just a little teeny library and you compile against it and it's all good. Instead of this like massive complex development stack that is somehow Python generating C++ code. I don't know. It just feels bad to me. It feels slow and bloated. And all the work we did up yesterday was for naught because in the end, I could not easily get to, which I'd feared from the start, get to the device from inside WSL. And I'm sure I could battle with it. I'm sure I could fight with it and eventually get there, but I don't want to. Like, that's another layer of garbage on top of several layers of garbage. Like, WSL has problems, especially with devices. I just don't want to deal with it. So, decided to try to. One, I tried that library that somebody, like their development library of like, hey, can we get an Arduino library of this thing? And it took some fussing and it's janky and slow. And it's not the fault of the developer. Like, he's very clear, like, hey, this is like just testing. But I got it to work. I got it to work and I got this little dork here to work with HomeKit. So let's see if it still works actually. Did it survive the night is an interesting question. So if I go into Apple Home and I have this Matter accessory here, yeah, so I can see the blue light toggling on and off. You're not gonna be able to see any of this anyway. Just trust me. Trust me that there's a switch here. You can kind of see it. Switch. So it works. It does the thing. It was annoying to set up. Every step of the way was annoying, but I got it. So I'm heartened that this is a viable route. Maybe. Like, it really feels janky, but I don't know what else to do, right? If it was purely inputs, we could think like, oh, just make this a Bluetooth keyboard or something and it's just going to hit weird shortcuts, or like even just plug into a computer. But the status lights coming back, I'm really interested in being able to do that. So anyway, that's one set of topics. Other set of topics is I broke a bunch of stuff because I couldn't resist. So if you'll recall, these are the little light components and they're very nice little metal bodies, whatever. They're 24 volts. And we figured out how to deal with that in theory. Like, oh, we got to step up to 24 volts and we bought some goofy little things and it's going to be annoying and we're going to have to do this 2-stage thing to get to 24 volts. But I was looking around and reading a few things, and actually it was not on this one, but one of the other little lamps, which you will notice I have broken in half. Somebody was saying like, oh, actually, this person was wrong, but for the device they were talking about, or they were wrong, maybe they were right in the context they were speaking, but basically they're like, oh, actually, these are just 5-volt LEDs that have a resistor in them. And that got me thinking, because this really just looks like your regular old standard, hey, Terry Darts, how's it going? Standard LED, nothing fancy about it at all, which would normally be how many volts? Who knows? Because you would always pair it with a resistor. Like, there'll be some voltage drop that it will say in the specs, and that's usually something like, depends on the LED, but say around 2.5, 3 volts. Sometimes it even varies with color. And then you just find the resistor calculator and you figure out the resistor, and then everything's all good based on your power supply. So what it seemed to me was like, you know what, I bet there's just a resistor in here. Like a literal just big old fat resistor just in line with one of the legs of the LEDs. And so I got out my hacksaw and I hacksawed the little dude in half, and initially could not get the lamp out, which was a concern, but found that, yeah, was a resistor in there. So I did have to hacksaw this in half, and I didn't necessarily do the best job. I definitely should get other tools for this. I really need a bench vise and like some kind of rotary tool or something probably for this, because this was not fun to cut with a hacksaw. But cut it up with a hacksaw and then used a little heat, because I learned from Blondie Hacks that no adhesive can resist heat. So I got out the heat gun and was able to get the old lamp out, and now a new lamp will just slide right in and be 5 volts. So it's a pretty serious modification to the device, but I feel like we're keeping the external profile will be the same. You know, the external view of this thing will be the same. We'll know it's a brand new LED, and we will just figure out what we need to do to make this work, which is probably, you know, we just have to do a resistor calculator, whatever. I don't know how the specs for this LED, but I don't know. I think we'll figure it out, right? I probably have some LEDs that I actually do have the specs for. So that's number one. We're going to replace these with 5 volt LEDs. I'm sorry, with our own LEDs that we can calculate the resistor to get 5 volts. That does mean we need to disassemble these monsters. They are burly little things, kind of surprisingly. They are extremely industrial. They're not plastic. So it was a challenge to hacksaw them. And I really thought like, oh man, I fully ruined this thing, until I was able to get it fully apart. So that's a thing. Now, speaking of ruining things, the real conversation was about these, the post I was looking at, these little things. And I was looking at some on Amazon, and some person, I should say, was like, hey, these are actually just 5 volts, and you can cut them open and you can cut the resistors. And I was like, is that true? And so I peeked through the side, through these little vents, and I, sure enough, could see some big old resistors in there. But there seemed to be no obvious way to disassemble it to get in there and see what was going on. And so, you know, I did what any sane person would do, and I got a hacksaw and I chopped it in half. And I will say, this is like a pattern about me. Here's the thing you should know about me, is I don't like not knowing how things work. But sometimes to learn how something works, you have to destroy it. And this dates back to my childhood. And I will honestly tell you, there's some things that I destroyed when I was a child that to this day I feel bad about. But it was like, and so now I will say I know how to take this apart now without destroying it. I learned that, but it's already destroyed. Kind of. Here's what I learned about this. Yes, there were 2 fat resistors in there, but they were dropping down, I presume, just with a little bit of testing, from 24 volts to 12 volts. And that the LED in it was rated for 12 volts, not 5 volts. So the whole exercise was an issue. So that means the little, this little dude, this weird little LED bulb, which is very cute, that was in there, that is actually 4 surface mount amber LEDs, I think. It actually looks like it has more, which I'm really curious about. What I think this is like it's an array of multiple LEDs of different colors, and then they just like hook the leads. Binary, I know. Listen, from the outside, no one will know. No one will know that I did all these things. Anyway, so what I think it is, it's like a little array of LEDs of multiple colors, maybe, and that's how they do it. So anyway, what I decided to do is I just have some little strips of strips, and this is from a larger strip, that I know are rated for 5 volts and I know will work at 5 volts. And so, for example, we'll get this buddy over here, and we power this buddy on, and we try not to short it in our hands. Oh, I unplugged it. I'm definitely gonna I got too much stuff plugged in here, for sure. This is the closet. There's too much stuff plugged in. One of these days, I'm gonna blow the breaker, but hopefully today's not that day. So let's unlock this, turn it on, 5 volts, lock. And so what I determined with testing is that even though And I was surprised at this, honestly. Uh-oh. It's broken. What did I do? There it goes. That even though this thing is amber colored, the LEDs in it I mean, so here's the problem, actually. Like, some of these things I would not be opposed to replacing, but like, I just can't find. I like that these are little metal barrels on the exterior, so I'm okay with modifying the inside. But the goal is here to get rid of needing to do the 24 volt step up. So this is just 5 volts. And even though what was in there were amber LEDs, which is weird because it already has an amber. I just knocked something on the floor. What was it? Was it important? Oh no! Oh no! What did I do? Oh no! Oh. Whatever that was, I hope it wasn't important. I think it was just the other resistor I cut out of that thing. So I think this still looks fine. The diffusion is still good. It still looks very golden. Maybe it is slightly less amber than it was previously, but I don't know, man. Let's compare and contrast. This is a nice little amber glow. I realize it's very blown out. Versus this is what was in there previously. I should take this whole thing apart. So, I mean, I don't know. Now I know how it works. I was hoping to just still use this at 5 volts. I can't just use this at 5 volts, unfortunately. I don't really want to do the 24 volt thing in 2 stages because that just seems annoying. This thing really seems like it wants 7 volts minimum, etc., etc., etc. And so I think, am I locked? Oh. If I crank this, that's suspicious. Why isn't this working? Should work at 12 volts. Unless I just blew it out. Did I just break it? That'd be kind of funny. But I had it working at 7. Let me see here. Doesn't smell like I exploded it, but who can say? Weirdly, this doesn't seem to have polarity, which I don't understand. I mean, there must be some other little circuitry going on in there, so let's try to hook that up. Let's try to hook that up. Oh, it's possible I just exploded this. So then we'll never know. Did I break this? What have I done? Are you broken? Wake up. Hello? Does anybody know what I've done? These are very cheap leads too. In fact, so it's possible that I've just effed up the leads. Let me get some some gooder test leads, because these are not very good. We have those coming, the ones that have the barrel jack. Oh yeah? Those little cutie ones? I had a name, so I came up with a name like in a half crazed sleeping state. I feel like at night I came up with a name for this project and then I don't remember what it was. Well shoot, now I can't make it happen. Anyway, I'll show you what was up. Maybe, unless there's some other issue here, which is possible. So this is kind of what I'm saying though, weirdly. So this is this green guy at 24 volts. Nice and glowy. Now, if we take this off and we look inside here, so this is it. Keep this in your mind, the glowiness of this green thing. If we take this off, it's actually green, but it's a single LED in the middle, which makes me think that they have like red, amber, and green just all together, you know? But I don't think we care. I don't think we care. I mean, because this little diffuser dude, It's not as pure. It's not single wavelength green, I guess. I could just stick a green LED in there, but I don't think that would look as good. I think my little glowy LED strip is actually better, but we should try that. We should just try that. So let's think about what that would really require. That would require... I do have a lot of surface mount RGB LEDs, which was another thing I was thinking about. But the issue in my mind... I mean, it could. You may be right. So when it gets smashed, that the color's under there. That may be true. So I have a bunch of surface mount RGB LEDs, which those would be kind of useless because these are under these colored diffusers. So I don't know. Okay, what do you think the voltage is of this? Probably 2 volts for a green LED. It's gonna be like 1.8. Am I gonna explode this? It's okay if I do. Negative is the flat side, right? The flat side of this doesn't even really have a flat side. Anyway, okay. Short leg is negative, right? Right? I haven't done this in a while. Okay, so that is extremely, extremely dim. So why is that so dim? So what if we went up to like 2 point... Ooh, it started to turn brown, which is probably not good. This is just not bright enough, right? This is just like underwhelming. Pathetic. That's pathetic. No good. Okay, so I'm kind of with you on that. If these just had white diffusers, I would put RGB LEDs in them. Because they do not, and because I have these little 5-volt strips that I think will make life easy, I think what I'm going to do, and here's our comparison. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed with how dim those are. Maybe I have some super bright LEDs. I think I do, actually. That are single wavelength. Where's this guy? So, if I do this, and it's very bright, and then I do this, it looks very similar. I mean, it obviously is not exactly the same. I will admit that to you. I will not pretend it's the same. I will not lie to your face and say this looks exactly the same. But I think it is very similar, and I think this saves us a lot of grief to have this glowy green just come from this strip. Right? I think that's the thing to do. Binary's done with this crap. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do that. So let's do it. The thing that would be missing is I just need to 3D print a little, like basically 3D print, replace this with this little strip. So I don't think that'll be very hard. Let's switch over here. Let's run Fusion. I have only the worst filament on earth in my printer right now that is like so dried out. Okay, I think I have super bright LEDs. Let me just check that really fast because maybe our indicator lights. The only thing that's kind of lame about these is that they don't have any color until they're on. Like, so in other words, they're clear and then they just emit the wavelength of light that you want, which is kind of cool. But it means that as the bulbs just sit in there, they're gonna be boring, right? They're gonna look clear, but maybe that's okay. And so the other option is I think I have some RGB LEDs, and I know I have a bunch of whatever surface mount, whatever those are, WS232s. Am I thinking of the right thing? turn this on. Okay, so these are these fancy pants. I think these are super bright. They just feel a little weird. What's wrong here? Or did I immediately burn out this LED? I think I did. It was set to 5 volts. Like I immediately broke this LED. So, you know, what do they want actually? They want 2.2. So yeah, that 5 volts was probably not very healthy for this. Rookie mistake. Okay, I believe that is a dead LED. Set that over there. It's just a question. So these are for the 3 front panel LEDs. That's the question here, is what we want to do with these. So I don't know. It's really not that bright. It's okay. I mean, there is something that is, I will say, there is something like kind of vintagey feeling about it not having a color until it is until it's illuminated. I know this doesn't track on the camera at all, but it's also extremely bright to look at. I think because the diffusion kind of is non-existent, it really is just clear plastic. So this is like a flashlight, basically. You see on my hand how bright that is, just directionally. So maybe that's not the right solution for this this use case. We'll have to dig around more, I guess, and see if I have other super bright LEDs. What I don't think I have is like this body style, whatever these are, 5mm, that are addressable. I don't think I have that. I have what appear to be, I mean, yeah, I have some RGB LEDs that just have a bunch of legs, but they're not, they don't have any brains in there. There's no brains in those. I have what appear to be a large quantity of very low quality LEDs, like impressively low quality. So we may want to do a little something about that. Like these seem like absolute garbage, like impressively bad. But that's okay. We'll figure that out. The other thing I'm really trying to decide. Ooh, yeah. Oh, those are cool. Okay, not for this project. I do love those though. I think those go back. That's like pre-LED, right? Like, or those are that to me sounds like really old school little lamps. Okay, so I think we're gonna do this. I think we're just saying we're not gonna do the 24 volt thing, which means we do have to operate on this guy. We do have to do the 3D print. So let's do that first, I think. And see if this filament is going to be as bad as I think it is. I mean, I can just see it cracking over there. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, we got this. We have our new, very fancy, expensive Metropolitan calipers. And let's just start on a new component. I don't need any of these components. Like a new component. What do we call this? LED plate. Okay, so the way I think I'm going to do this, because I, as demonstrated yesterday, don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to I think we just need a couple diameters here, and we'll go with that. So we'll just have a couple concentric circles. So this outer ring, you don't have to commission. You can do it. I'll go through that actually. Let's go through it. Let me get these measurements in, and then I'll talk about how I did what I did without really knowing what I'm doing. So this is 0.7805. That's wrong. 0.785 that's our outer radius. And then we have this like little inner lip. And that's 0.7225. Okay. And then the thickness here. In fact, we could just measure this inner diameter is probably the easiest way to do this. Well, actually, I kind of can't because it's got goop in there. I don't think that actually matters that much, though. It's just going to be a couple millimeters. I don't know why I'm not measuring this in millimeters. Let's just do this in millimeters. How about that? Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I'll just go through what I did. I don't know that I did anything correctly, but hey. Okay, so OD of the base, 19.79 millimeters. That's you. This little platform OD, 18.24 millimeters. And then we need this little lip, which is a little hard to measure. But we're going to call that, let's call that 1 millimeter. Okay, I'm sure there's a better way to design this. In fact, let's just leave this and we'll do a 1 millimeter shell. So what we want to do is I think we want to do this. I don't understand the difference between a push-pull and a extrude. Really don't. I'm sure there's a meaningful difference. So this little guy, so we want to go up about, I don't know, 3.12 millimeters. And that'll give us this. That's the little bottom lip. And then we independently want just this guy. And we want to, let's just do the full height because we're going to combine the bodies anyway. Call that 7.8 millimeters. That's a join. Okay. So then the shell is confusing though. You know, I don't think I want to do it like this. Unless there's a way to set the depth of a shell. Let's see. So we did this and we said we wanted a shell. I don't know how you set that depth, you know? Because this is going to go all the way down. I mean, which is maybe okay. That's 1 millimeter. It's just going to mean that bottom plane is like crazy thin, a single millimeter, but yeah, I don't like that. I mean, it's gonna print way faster. It just means that little bottom thing is 1 millimeter thick. Let's just do a shell and maybe we call it 1.5. That's even probably too much. I make like oversize everything. .5 millimeter. Okay, so this will be our little dude. And then the thickness of this little hoo-ha is about 8 millimeters. So what I want to do is have little through holes just to run the wiring through. So I think what we want to do is go into our sketch and, oopsie. I just want some, oh, good grief. We do this in a non-insane way? Okay. What I think is I just want like little locators here that I know are of a sufficient distance. So let's do a construction line that just runs right along here. And then how do we want to do this? I think we just want to have a point. I mean, that's probably more than adequate, right? So now we have these little points, and we can just put little through holes there that will run the wire through. So we can make a hole, and we're gonna say from sketch. And how do we do this? So it is gonna be a simple hole, simple. It's also simple. We want to just go to this surface. And then our radius would be like 2 millimeters. It could be quite small. Call it 2.5. Oops. Why didn't that work? Okay. Is that eating into that little sidewall? Looks close. Let's... Ugh, I don't know, man. Should we just make this 1 millimeter? Would make a large topology change. So what? You're the boss of me. Okay, how's that? 1 millimeter. Okay, so this will be our cute little dude. That base is 1 millimeter thick. I don't know. The question here to me is always like, how slow is this going to be? Well, this is the top. And so the idea is I want to have a little room to have like some strain relief knots. Okay, I should just see like fix the wire. Maybe those holes are bigger than I mean for them to be. What did I call it? Did I say 2 millimeters? How big were those? I think 2 millimeters is adequate. There's just a certain point where, ooh, what? 2 millimeters, please. Yeah, so the idea is that the strip, the LED strip will run right here, be soldered at these points. The cables will run here. There'll be knots for a little bit of strain relief to wire these through, and then it'll just be like a little light bulb that comes down. And this should just drop into the little channel at the top of this and then get screwed down. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so what we want to do is take this body and do the thing, save as mesh. We want to go straight to Cura. And here's my general approach to 3D printing, which is okay, you got it. I didn't quite understand the question, but I think you'll see. I mean, it really is, I'm just essentially trying to recreate this thing where it's got two little pins sticking through. It's not the most perfect design of all time, but I don't want it to take very long, so let's see how long it takes. That's only 8 minutes. I can live with 8 minutes. So here's the main problem, though. Oh. So I got Octopint all set up. It's just not set up right now. We'll have to do this stupid... I just need to run more power over here. Make sure this power supply is off, because this is also plugged into that same outlet. Let's prepare. Let's preheat PLA. This PLA is all a disaster, so we'll just figure out what to do with that in a second. Hopefully that actually shows up, so we should be able to save this. I think we can do standard quality. How about? Even if it takes a little longer. 11 minutes I can live with. Okay, we'll try this. I never get anything right on the first try with 3D printing, ever. So, let's just go. Okay. So, yeah, this filament is just broken. I haven't printed anything in 2 weeks, and this is ancient filament already. So we're gonna this. I lost my filament trash bag. Throw it on the floor for now. This filament is all just so bad. Let's just cut off the most brittle part. I just am trying to get through this roll, but I also don't really care about this filament, so I've been just leaving it exposed to the elements. Okay, so one of these days I'm gonna get a fancy new printer. Generally, I've enjoyed this printer though. I'm not sure that I love the BL Touch, to be honest with you. It's not bad, it's just, I feel like I kind of did fine without it. Okay, so, squeeze a little film out. Okay, let's try this. Oops. That's all needed. Print. Where aren't you going? Oh, the plate's not. What? It's gonna do this little BL Touch dance, and then we'll see. Let's see how it goes. That's dirty. This is very hot. Don't touch that. Okay, none of that is sticking to the bed. Great. We're off to a very good start. Okay, there we go. Okay, we'll see. I mean, I expect this to be a terrible print. It's an extremely just functional print. So let's operate on this guy while we're at it. And I think I can do less damage to this one now that I understand what goes on. Okay, we're gonna see. I have a feeling that's gonna just fail because that filament is bad, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's just disassemble this. We don't care about cable orientation or anything because we're gonna essentially just redoing this. So I think it's held together in a weird way. So I couldn't figure out how to get that little bulb out. And I think it's just held in by having the pins of the LEDs soldered to the bottom. So somehow I've got to reach in here and cut those pins, which I think I can do with some flush cutters. That first layer does not look as bad as I expected. Actually, it doesn't look nearly as bad as I expected. We should get all set up with Octoprint and get set up so I can just stream the video of that, right? That'd be kind of cool. Grimbone would love it. Okay, so I think I can just reach in here and give these a little, give them a little something. Should I be doing this? No, I shouldn't. Can't quite get in there with the flush cutters. It's so close, though. If I get in there with an X-Acto knife. Let's try it. The dull X-Acto right here. I'm gonna be careful that there's no knots. Because that is very brittle filament, so if it gets caught up, it's just gonna break. Okay, so Well, that's not really what I had in mind, but I think I bent it such that maybe I can now reach it with the flush cutters. Okay, that's number one. That's number two. I wish I had, and this just pops right out now. So you can see we got big old fat resistors on there, which I initially was like, oh yes, this is just what I wanted. It's gonna step this down to 5 volts, but that was not the case. Now the real question is since I hacksawed this one off, should I also hacksaw the other one off? Just so they're both short. So I don't think I can recover. I think I can recover this in a way that doesn't look terrible. I mean, I guess I could like glue it and epoxy it back together, but something was lost here today. So I don't know, man. Maybe. But probably no. I mean, that's the orientation. I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it. If I can clean up the edge of this, which would be very helpful with a disc sander, which I do not have, but I could go into my friend's shop this week because it just needs a little like, that's all it needs. Okay, I'm gonna hacksaw this one, which will be easier because it doesn't have electronics in it, like last time I tried. Hacksaw, not really the right tool for this job, but it's what I have. So, I'm gonna hold this safety purse right between my knees. It's unfortunately very soft plastic, very easy to cut. I'm almost done. Yeah, okay. So, unfortunately broke though. So I can just try to snap that down a little bit. Use some cheap snips with cheap snips. Cheap snips. Okay. Not the prettiest, but I think just by kind of rubbing that on some sandpaper, maybe. Maybe. Where are the abrasives? And this ones. We have some other sandpaper something. Okay. I don't know what it is, but here's some 220. That's doing its thing. A piece of wood. Nice quality scrap in here. So the idea is just sandpaper on a flat surface, just give it a rub. Try to smooth things out a little. Heavier grit would definitely make life easier. It also would make life easier if I could cut it even remotely straight. I'm gonna do a better job for a file. Come up with a file with plastic. Okay, it's flat, it's not straight. If it's flat, that may be what we are able to accomplish with this setup. The print actually doesn't look too bad for the first try. I'm not sure if it's going to fit, if it's going to work, or anything like that, but it doesn't look too bad. Okay. I guess we could switch over. I guess we got a mic situation. Maybe we'll get some wireless mics. Is the right camera? No, I must have unplugged it. Hey, look at that. Well, great. So that's still just this mic, which seems fine. Now, I want to get like those little Rhodes Flav mics, but not super cheap. It's not the worst. I think it'll do for now. I'm gonna do the same thing with its friend. Okay, also not too bad. I've got a bit of a burr. I'll take it. Everything's almost done. So here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. I got these two friends. These are just trash, really. I don't really know what to do with them. Could keep the cables in theory, I guess. Could keep the screws. The screws seem like maybe the most useful part. What was I going to call this? I definitely had a name for this project. It was swimming in my brain as I was going to sleep. Excuse me. Okay, so that's finished. Doesn't seem like there were any disasters. If it seems good, we'll just print the other one. Definitely need to get some work mats or work surfaces of some kind. Okay. These are kind of cool. Definitely keep these. Okay, that's nice. This is all probably just trash. Probably just trash. Okay, how do we do? Cute. Where is it? So ideally, this thing will just fit right in here. And it does. we can. So let's start the other one printing because so far this seems good. I actually would have liked a like a slightly tighter fit. I mean, I think we're roughly what the other one was, but it'd be kind of cool if it was a press fit. But I don't really want to mess with it to try to get it to press fit. We can just put a drop of super glue in if we need to. So let's print another one. Okay. So, design intention here is to just put a little bit of this LED strip perpendicular across the middle of that. Already got adhesive. So, let's see if I can do it without causing a ruckus. The interior of this does not look so great. Ooh, does not look great in there, but I think it's okay. This is not sticking at all. Why would that be? Does that mean the adhesive stayed stuck to this thing? That's funny. The adhesive, the adhesive didn't come off. What do we want to do about that? We have various double stick tapes. I guess we could try. I don't think my double stick tapes are going to be as strong though, so maybe we just try again. This one seems shorter. Weird. This one seems... This length seems slightly shorter than the one that was at the very, very end. Why would that be true? I think I just cut it poorly. It's a little hard to see. Okay. We're gonna try to call those okay. Sounds a little repetitive, even for me. Okay. Very handy to have. LED strips are not usually 5 volts. Like you can get lots of 5 volt little, little spools and stuff like this, but it seems like in bulk they usually are 12 or 24. Handy to have some 5 volt. Okay, so let's see if we can stick one of these now. That's weird. That was weird. The light, the matter light, is just toggling on and off by itself. Why would that be true? That was really weird. Why would that happen? Did I break something and it's like continually restarting? That's weird. Okay, so let's try to get this roughly centered, I guess. Ah! The same thing happened. The adhesive stayed stuck to the... That is so annoying. Maybe I can peel off the adhesive? How irritating. Oh man, lame. Okay, well, let's see how that adhesive does. Okay. Spudger. Spudge this. I'm gonna really burnish it. Sometimes you use your spudger to burnish. Important life lesson. Okay. What do you think? What cables do we use? I kind of want to just use the old wires. No idea really which one's positive or negative. I guess my inclination would be to make, I don't know, these are like weird wire pairs. There's a gray and white stripy gray. Which one would you say should be positive and which would you say should be negative? I'm almost soldering iron now. I'm going to say that in this context, that I think that gray is round. And that white with gray stripes striped gray is also ground. Everything's ground. Oh, actually, well, you raise an interesting point there. We're going to need transistors for these, because this thing's... Do I have some... We just need some, like, little run-of-the-mill NPN transistors, because this dude... This little buddy is 3.3 volts. Also, these may pull a bit more current than the pens. I did look that up, how much current you can pull on these. I think you can pull 40 milliamps on that, which on an individual pen, but it doesn't matter if it's the voltage is not enough. Okay, so what I was thinking is we pluck these through here. We just do this, tie a knot in it for strain relief. Focus, focus, focus. Focus, focus. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, tie a little knot towards the end for strain relief, and then solder them down to break out the soldering iron. One day I will have a space where I can just have these things set up all the time, and I don't have to continually like get them out, put them away. Okay, feel a little knot. That seems okay. I really don't understand why that light is blinking. So the little matter light is just turning on and off, just arbitrarily, which was not happening earlier. Let's run Arduino and see. Maybe we can see from the logs what's happening. Okay. Cute little knot. Cute little knot. Hopefully I left enough room to actually solder these. I think I did. It's gonna be a little awkward, actually. Oh well. I think it's okay. So, here's the deal. Switch over here for a second. Well, now that I'm just straight up connected to it, I don't see, it's not blinking anymore. Let me go ahead and go into HomeKit. So it's off. I'm gonna set it to on. You can see that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, anyway, we want to solder this like this. Solder this like this, I guess, something like this. Okay. Ugh. I'm gonna plug in the soldering iron while running the printer. We're gonna pull a fuse. Okay, let's let the printer finish, and then we will do our soldering. Solder boxes. Oh, there's my missing resistor. Okay. Let's do a little Hako? Hako? Never know how to say it. That power supply is off. Just like run a extension cord in here from the other room. Or set up the workbench out there for like workbenchy stuff. But then I would just be going back and forth all the time, so I don't know. Okay, I'm touching solder with lead. Don't touch your eyes, don't touch your face. Message from me to me. Don't touch your eyes, don't touch your face. Don't touch your eyes, don't touch your face. Okay, I am not going to turn that iron on until we turn off the printer. Got the helping hand. Seems easy enough. It's gonna be a little bit awkward with these knots, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be okay. AD Jackery. Wait, advertising or Active Directory? I don't know what AD means. It could be either. It could be both. What if you saw an ad for Active Directory? Okay, so let's try to find a way to solder this that isn't too annoying. My outlet issues? I mean, it's true. There's got to be a better way. Oh, I don't know. Feels a little bit awkward. Definitely solder situation looks better on this other side. I have a UPS, but it's in the other room with the NAS because I hate the sounds the NAS makes. This is the life that I lead. Can't be in the same room with that. Because it's really, and what it really comes down to is that freaking, the Western Digital drive that I shucked that ticks every 5 seconds drives me insane. It's like, it was a mistake. Okay. Got this guy, very cute. Also really weird inside. There's just some strange issues on the inner portion of this, but I think I'm prepared to call it okay. I do need to just get another. Didn't I cut another little piece? Yes. Another UPS. Should go see what my breaker situation is. Like, I don't actually know. It's just, this is definitely a closet. and it's like really wired to just have a lamp, or like have the overhead light. Okie dokie. Okay. With this guy all good. Let's turn off this machine. Good job, 3D printer. Good job, Turtle Filament. You did a good job today. Proud of you. Okay. So, I'm rolling over. Burnish this a little. That light seems to be staying on now. I don't know what crazy situation we're in. Actually, I think I saw somebody comment on that in one of the issues thread for this library. Are you home now? You're still bussing. Do I really want to use these wires? Okay. So really all I did is got that repository, got everything good, got it up and running here, did the library add. This is just their example, which is already set to LED pin 2, which on my ESP32 is already the LED pin. And what if I can show you the steps of this? Because I don't know if I will see the pairing thing because it's already paired. Let's rewrite to it and clear the ROM. I do have the setting that clears the flash. Okay, you did all get in there. So did you see it log the Matter console? Or sorry, the URL, the chip URL? So that QR code, I was able to scan that QR code in HomeKit, and then it took forever to resolve, but it eventually did resolve. That was my approach. So I had to update my phone to iOS 16.1. I had 16, but it wasn't new enough. It wouldn't even scan the QR code. The Bluetooth stuff, I just was not able to get working. That chip thing, the chip tool is abysmally bad. It's so janky. Now, admittedly, I didn't get it and build it myself. The guy with the, what is that person's name? The person with the repo just had chip tool available. Had that, in the README, there's a link just to a Google Drive with a couple of builds of that tool, but I had no luck with that tool. I did get it to, I'm also confused a little bit, honestly. I did get it to join Wi-Fi because I tried it with the Google Home app, but I think Google Home does not yet support Matter 1.0. So I kinda sorta got through some of the steps, but not all the way. Okay, so we wanna solder these. I feel like maybe I did a poor job positioning these. In retrospect, I should have positioned the holes elsewhere, but we're just gonna try to make it work. I think we just need a couple little blobs of solder, and I don't know. Also, I'm realizing soldering things on top of a 3D printed part, maybe not the wisest, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm kind of interested in just testing it and possibly helping that person, I should say, helping that person with the library, because it seems like my future with Matter is going to be dependent on that library, because I really don't want to deal with this. I mean, it just is all such a hassle. And even with that, the build repository to build where that person just has automated scripts to do everything, basically download everything, set it all up, whatever, it still was a hassle just to get the prerequisites right. There were a couple bugs too in their repo, but nothing super major. Okay, put a couple globs. Here, try not to melt the, oops. Melt the PLA, which I'm doing a bad job of already. Okay. We got some blobs. Now, how do I want to do this? I think something like this. Like this? I think so. I don't know, let's try it. Okay, it's a very good solder setup with like microphone in the way and everything. It's very great. Okay. Okay, maybe not the best connection of all time. But maybe okay. Okay, that's ground. Let's get power. Okay, maybe. Turn this on for a second. Okay, how do we do? Not great, but maybe not terrible. Actually, not too bad. And I don't think I terribly obscured the light, so not too bad. So in theory, I don't know, one of these is power and one of these is ground. Hey, look at that. So this is just powered by the 5-volt rail on the SP32, but to be able to switch that, I don't think we can sync that. Like, I don't think we can, like, I don't think the pins are 5-volt tolerant, I think. Maybe they are, that would be cool, but I don't think they are. None? I think none. It's fine. We'll just get some transistors. The main thing I was trying to decide is, like, do we want to do a custom board for this? And I don't know. Okay, let's try to assemble this, or sort of assemble it. I'm pretty pleased with this. I think this did not turn out too badly for a little, we'll break everything and then try to fix it kind of situation. I don't know if you're focusing on this at all, but I think it's gonna be okay. Maybe. So I kind of just want to tie these in a knot as well, as long as we're tying knots and things. Okay. So, I don't know. Was this all a bad idea? It still feels less annoying than dealing with the 24-volt thing. Okay, so we do that. Screw all this together. Still loose in here. We're going to put a drop of super glue or epoxy or something. I guess we could use hot glue. What was a good idea? Doing this whole thing? Or... I'll take it. I mean, anything you think is a good idea, I'll take it. But it really came down to me just not being able to resist breaking this to pieces. Oops. Modernizing lights. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. I feel not too bad about it. And then, I mean, not that they were ancient or anything. It's just the 24 volt thing was so annoying. So, I think I just shorted out my ESP32. Oops. So, cute. Now, it's not as green. It really isn't. It's not as green, but I actually kind of like it because it has sort of a weird hot spot in the middle. The thing that's a bummer is it kind of sort of seems like my cables are obscuring slightly, like casting a small shadow. Oh yeah, the blue cable is. Move that a little bit. Okay, so that's something to be aware of actually, is like, okay, that's a little better. So you can kind of cast a shadow with the, depending on where the cables run. I hadn't really counted on that. Ah! I mean, I should reconsider this construction? Or do we just decide we kind of like the weird hotspot? Because I kind of like the weird hotspot, honestly. Oopsie. That's not good. Probably stop shining all these LEDs right in my eyes. I should probably also stop shorting the ESP32. Well, the front-facing ones, I really think those are just off-the-shelf LEDs. Nothing fancy about them. They just had a giant resistor in them to make them 24 volt. I really think that's all there was to it. Maybe I'm wrong on that. So I don't know how to really show this, but there's definitely a hot spot in the middle of this. I mean, I don't know if I can show it without like dramatically lowering the... This one. Hello. Wrong way. I mean, it's quite bright, as you can see. How well that reads. Very supportive. I do kind of like it. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I mind it. It does look very industrial. It definitely doesn't have the same look that it previously did, but what are you gonna do? Maybe we could also just put in some PWM and like pulse it up and down. Okay. So I think this design is not bad. Definitely not perfect, but also not terrible. Kind of floats around in there, which is not ideal. So we can put a little double stick or something. Yeah, the shadow thing is a bit annoying. I just hadn't really counted on that, honestly. I sort of want to desolder this and resolder it from the other angle so that we don't deal with the shadow. Maybe we try that on the other one, and if it seems way better, we will backport it. Okay, so yeah, how would we even do that if we, let's just say we did want to do that. It would look kind of like this going around to here. Seems hard. But not impossible. Okay, let's try it. We'll just see. Maybe it's a no-go. Okay. So we do this, stick our new LEDs in there, and we're very close, actually. Then the thing we really want to figure out, hopefully like the bow shield and all that stuff comes today. as far as like components, all we really need is the ESP32. We need a couple of resistors on the LEDs. That's fine. And then I do think we need 2 transistors for this little dude. So that starts to be enough where I'm like, do we like, I don't think it's worth a custom PCB. Really don't. I did get some of those cute little breadboard protoboard things. Maybe that's all we do. Just use those. You can't really pack those very densely, unfortunately. Prototyping bunch. The chair board, just because I'm ridiculous and I wanted to, I designed a circuit and ordered them from. For these, I was just thinking like, got all these things with these like little modular sort of breadboardy kind of guys. Oh, I see what you're asking. Like the chair, I did intentionally try to make it sort of generic. And then I ordered some of them, although it is, at the moment, is very much made just for the chair. So, what if we did this? I've somehow lost the ESP. Oh, it's over here. I was like, oh, where's the device go? I think it's a little annoying for this kind of setup. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's just the footprint of this thing, but we could do it. It would be very tight, is the one unfortunate part. The resistors are nothing. The transistors would be a little tight. Yeah, they'd be a little annoying to lay out. Sadly, we could offset it by 1 maybe. I don't know. These are just like almost a little too cute. It's true. The chairboard. The only thing was the chairboard was like very teensy focused, so I'd at least need to redesign it to be more ESP32 focused, and that design didn't account for things like transistors. Now the other option is that we can put the transistor on this end. Like, actually in both, you know what? Maybe that's the easy way to do this. Is in both of these cases, just put the transistors and resistors in line, basically. It's not a terrible idea. The only thing I don't like about these is it would be nice to have 2 rails, like to have both power and ground. I thought I got some bigger ones of these that were more like the old school breadboard size. I know I have some somewhere, because Adafruit used to like send them out free all the time. I must have those somewhere. But either way, we can set it up on a breadboard to start with. That's what we gotta do anyway. Maybe leave it on a breadboard. I don't know where the rest of my... I want to throw that out. I had more of those. I got these new containers that I really like, ordered from the UK. I haven't even started populating that. What am I doing? Now this is So I'm pretty excited about these. Little modular parts bins. I have a couple other versions of these that I have not really liked. This one I'm pretty jazzed about. So I haven't started migrating the parts into them yet. They're not very expensive. Shipping was the most annoying part, but if you buy enough of them, it doesn't matter. Okay, I forgot that I have a hot soldering iron in front of me because we were going to solder. Okay, so we're gonna try a new approach to this one. Well, I should probably just go immediately wash my hands, or I'm definitely gonna touch my eyes. Probably already have. Glob of solder. Oops. Glob of solder. Glob of solder on the tip. Glob of solder. That wasn't very good. Okay. So let's try to orient these the other way. Get lead all over our fingers. But non-lead solder sucks. Just a fact of life. Okay, I don't know about this, but I'm gonna try it. I have supreme confidence in this, in orienting things this way, but we'll see if it does better.
I came from Brazil.
I don't know, it'd be nice to make a cute little board. Just gotta get a little desktop mill. Just make our own boards all day. Okay, I don't know already about this, but we'll see. I'm just like reversing this orientation, which will hopefully keep the cables a little more out of the way of casting a shadow, but maybe my whole strain relief plan here was poor. Okay. Now, here's the real question though, when I try to put... Is my strain relief strain gonna be more? Yeah. So, okay, I think it's still salvageable. I just had to move where my knots are. Music is so... it's taking me away. I think this matter stuff is cool. It is really disappointing that the whole, like, surrounding everything seems to be so bad. Like, I just don't understand. Is this how people make things in the world? Just... I don't want to know the answer to that. I already know the answer to that, actually. Just like a nightmare pile of Python garbage. The answer is yes. That's how things are made in the world. Okay, that's not looking incredibly great, but hopefully it will help our little shadow problem. I do kind of like the idea. I don't know. That's maybe not for this project, because I would like to actually just move through this and finish it. I'm already have learned a lot of things, but like where possible, changing to RGB LEDs, I think could be pretty cool. Gives you a lot more options for like status. I just don't think it would have been the right choice here. Definitely tore up these cables a bit. Okay, I'll try this. I kind of want to snip this and start over, but we'll see. Okay, not outrageously bad. Not good, but not outrageously bad. So, we power this thing? Let's see. So in this case, white is 5 volts. Of course, I put this in such a way that I can't get to any pins. We'll see if I have a transistor, an appropriate transistor here. I actually, unfortunately, don't think I do, but we'll see. Let's go to the transistor store. If only Radio Shack still existed. Okay. Bright and shiny. So let's try this. Yeah, actually that already seems better. Let's try this in our little golden lamp. I wonder, is that gonna hold? I don't know. It's backwards. Yeah, it's honestly not that dramatically different from the green. I think we're gonna keep the green as is. Let's try the green again. See if I really believe that opinion. Do I really believe what I'm telling you? There's a little bit of the shadow on the green, but it's like under, it's like inside the little bezel. So I don't know that it really matters, but let's try. I already forgot what I said was power and what I said was ground. So as far as hooking these all up, like I could see making a cute little board. I could see some little transistors. I could see maybe some screw terminals to plug it all in. I think we're just gonna say this is okay. Could it be better? Yes, could be better. Way better? I don't know. I should come up with a better way to test this. Well, okie dokie. You know, it's funny now that you've said that, like, and I agree. There is something about a light that is not evenly lit that does feel a little more industrial. I don't exactly know why I think that's true, but I do think it's true. That somehow it's like, if it's a little, I don't know, a little dim or a little uneven. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe once it's all put together, I'll decide it looks terrible and we'll just want a new way to do it, but it's not bad. I have a lot of like little random oh, you know what might have been better? Never mind. Like NeoPixel kind of thing. The problem is like then we have to have a program line to set it, and there's no reason to set colors for these behind their little gel. So there is a question though. Is it worth sticking the transistor on the business end of this thing? That definitely simplifies the board. It's true. I have to live with it. You have to live with it. Bash has to live with it. So I think we can still dim, because I think we can PWM the... I think we can still pulse the transistor and get what we want. I think. We'll see though, you know. it did not take me that long to do everything we just did. So like, if I really decided to redo it, we could redo it. But I'm feeling pretty good about this. My inclination is to say that all hardware components, resistors, transistors, whatever, should live on the board end. I have to decide exactly what that board looks like what that means. Is it a breadboard? Is it a custom board? Is it some proto board with a million little jumper wires? Like, I don't know. I thought I had more of those. I do somewhere. I just don't know where they are. Like the little Adafruit things that are basically breadboard, solderable breadboards, I guess is the term you'd want to use. So those exist. I have some somewhere. So that takes care of those. Now to take care of these LEDs. Okay, good luck. Godspeed. Hopefully that's all it takes, is just for you to upgrade your iOS version. So, everybody. Guess we will just hang on to these little 24-volt doodads. They're kind of cool. These little guys, I mean. Maybe there will be some purpose for them someday. Now the question is what we do about these. Try changing the sketch. I didn't. No, I didn't. I only used this Arduino one. It seemed like I didn't look closely, but my feeling was like I could just go in and copy paste some bits and pieces if needed. Certainly to add more lights feels like pretty manageable. I'm just sanding down my hacksawing a little bit. So I do wish I had some higher quality LEDs that I knew the exact specs, because I just don't think these are very nice. And I ruined this one. So that's kind of a question. I think the answer is no, actually. It's not a question. I don't want to use these little like undiffused ones that are very directional. They're almost like little flashlights. I don't think I want to use those. I have so many random LEDs, but I don't have them, you know, in like a nicely labeled, hey, this is the exact voltage drop for this LED, and then we can calculate the resistor and so on and so forth. Like, I don't know. And maybe that's overthinking it, but I would like to, you know, I would like them to have uniform brightness, and sometimes even across 3 LEDs from the same source, the different colors of LEDs will have different specs. Oh yeah. Do a switch. I haven't tried that yet. It feels... Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. My hope was that we could just like go through their examples and figure out what to cut and paste. Does this thing have any LED for it? I have so many like random sort of like kind of sort of kits and whatever. But I don't think, unfortunately, I mean, I have a lot of LEDs. I just don't have, obviously, easy, nicely labeled ones. These cute little sequins. Got a lot of little NeoPixels, but that's just not what we need for this stitch. Yeah, well, it's a weird thing. So that's a big question actually, because like HomeKit seems to like toggles. Like a toggle switch, but I don't know that it likes a stateful switch. I don't know. I mean, maybe it does now that it supports Matter, but that's a question. Okay. How do you figure out the specs of a LED without just blowing it up? Is there like an actual way to do this? I wish I knew where these LEDs came from. My guess would be... What would my guess be? My guess would be... Oopsie. I mean... I would normally just... The spec would say... Like, the spec would be like, hey, dude, this LED has this. Well, yes, that would be my normal approach. Yes, is whatever ended was blowed up with the power supply would be a yes. But just as an example, let's set this to 2 volts, and my assumption is that we're going to get dramatically different brightnesses here. So here's a red. That brightness is good. That seems reasonable at 2 volts. I like that. Let's try yellow. Yellow feels dimmer, but I don't really want to push it. And then green. And there's probably some rule of thumb for this. I do feel like green seems super dim. But is this the green that I tried earlier and possibly burned out or like caused harm to? What about 2.2 volts? At 2.2 volts, it starts to stop being green and start being kind of yellow. And it looks like it's getting dimmer. So I think we have perhaps upset the green LED. So 2 volts, I don't know. 2 volts seems not unreasonable, I guess. So then we need our handy dandy LED calculator, right? Power supply voltage 5. Voltage drop, I don't know, dude. Oh, look at this chart. Look, a handy chart. Wait, come back. Where was the handy chart? This says 2.6 volts for green, and the green seemed like it was going to burst into flames at 2.2. Also cannot read that yellow at all. It says 2.4. Let's try 2.6 again, I guess. But it seemed not happy. Maybe it was very happy. Maybe that's what was going on. Maybe it was just so happy. Okay, what did we say? Let's say 2.6 for green. Seems like a lot. Are you ready? It's like turned brown. I don't think... Yeah, we're destroying this. This is not... In fact, I think we've ruined this. Just definitely not as bright. I mean, we could have already caused irreparable harm here. So let's put those in my trash pile. Grab another green one. I thought I smelled something burning. Okay, everybody. Do you have any transistors? Get some simple little good old-fashioned extremely generic NPN transistors. I must have some somewhere. Not in this box. In this box? with a bunch of giant MOSFETs, but that's not what we need here. I really don't see any. It's too bad. Okay. So, I think we hurt its feelings. Perfect. That's good. You don't like a temperature-based technology indication? Okay, this is at 2 volts. I mean, the safe answer would be 1.8. This won't even run at 1.8. The red actually seemed okay, even though it says 1 to 2. That's 2.4. Like 2.1 looks not bad. But that might be too much for the others, so I don't know, man. Let's just go with, for now. Oh wait, I think I've seen this XKTV. That sounds about right. Okay, so what have we decided? Oh yeah, we're just gonna go with 2 volts for now. What's the current rating of these? Probably 20 milliamps. Well, I guess I could have seen how much current we were pulling, but whatever. 1 LED. Just tell me the resistor. That's a 150 ohm resistor. So I don't need transistors for these, right? I can drive these directly from the pins. That's not going to hurt anybody's feelings. A single LED, surely I can just drive from a pin, right? No one's going to be mad at me. Or we could just put transistors all the way down and just say everything's got its own transistor and have fun. You can get like a little transistor array, transistor IC. Okay, so 150 ohm resistors, huh? Fortunately, I always keep my resistors right here. I don't have any 150 ohm resistors. Really? I have 100 ohm. Also, my little resistor board is falling apart. I feel like what I always used to use was 220. Or just random LED applications. So let's just say what does that keep? $160. That's annoying. Why do I not have any 150 ohm resistors? Any other resistors somewhere else? Just try a 220. Wait, that's not 220. That's 220. Let's see how bad this is. It's gonna be dim as F. On the negative side? Yeah. Okay, I feel like this is going to be dim. I guess I can get some 150 hour resistors just while also getting some transistors. So, now we're on. Let's go with 2 volts. I feel like it's going to be very dim, but we'll see. It's pretty freaking dim. I don't know why this machine is not showing me the amount of current that's being pulled. I thought it did that. Maybe I've done something wrong. Okay, so that was very dim. Super dim on the yellow. I think we're gonna go with 100 and probably break the green. How's that sound? Green barely lights up. This is an outrage. Let's just drop to 100. Doesn't matter that much. I'm gonna probably try to swap things out with some known values. Can I put this back? Is that crazy to try? I don't care if it's crazy, I'm gonna do it. Okay, let's get a cute little hundo. Call it a day. You might be thinking to yourself, this is ridiculous. Why are you doing this? And I wouldn't have an answer. Okay, that seems fine for red. Still actually seems a little dim for yellow. Or it's too much power for yellow and we're going to burn out the light. Which is also possible. Oh wait, good grief. Oh my gosh. I'm fired. I'm fired. That was still 2 volts. Good grief. We gotta jump up to 5 volts. The whole point. What we're doing here. Okay, good grief. Okay, let's get that resistor back. Okay, let's start with the 220. We're gonna jump up to 5 volts. Okay, lock it at 5 volts. It's moving all over the place, which is a little disconcerting. Now let's try 220. I kind of feel like 220 is going to be fine. Okay, 220 with a red. What a silly mistake. It's so bright. It hurts my eyes. It's so bright. Love it. Looks great. It's probably actually too bright, but let's go with it. When it's red, you're going to know it. You're going to be like, oh man, that's really red. Green, not very bright, but it just seems like these green LEDs kind of suck. I don't know. Yellow, I think it's going to be in the middle. Just right. Yeah, yellow looks nice. Okay, so we're going to say 220. We could do the thing where we stick the LED, or stick the resistor in line, but then if you ever want to replace the LED, you'd have to swap it, and I just don't know. I don't know. Not like you ever need to, I mean, LEDs don't fail too often. That's essentially the current design. So whatever the answer is, we have to dismantle these. So how do we do that? the way I did the first one was to crush it, basically, which was not the best experience. Nice to have a washer just to sort of use as a guide. Okay, I have a silly idea. So silly idea number one. Might be a bad idea, but let's just do it. Let's get it over with. We're gonna have bad ideas. Let's just get those bad ideas out of the way. So I'm gonna cut this. I think we could try to heat it and just pull the whole thing out. We could, but I feel like I already cut the first one, and I'm inclined to say like, yeah, you cut the first one, you gotta cut them all. I'm having such difficulty threading this. Okay. Here's my idea. We're gonna stick on all three of these little bolts, or nuts, I should say, and then if I can find a washer to slide over it, just to act as like kind of a guard against the hacksaw, and I can just rub it along. Not too hard to cut these, but it is kind of finicky. And then like getting things to release is a hassle. A washer here. Look at that. Nothing's gonna fit. It would be perfect, except it's no good. Oh, it's so close. A slightly larger washer. This is makes sense. Ooh, very close. That thread was, we could just thread a nut on. Uh-oh, we're stuck. They have a billion washers from like Visa mounting kits and the like. This one? This the one? This the one? It's the one. Okay, cool. Okay, we got this washer. And we're gonna just do the same silly thing I did earlier and just like rub it along the hacksaw. Actually, the thickness of that probably means we only really need two of these. Good idea? I don't know. Maybe. Debatable. More tension, more cuts. Thick metal hacksaw blade. This blade is really probably not the blade we really want for this, but it's the blade I have. Like they always say, you go to war with the hacksaw blade that you have. Oof. Not pleasant, but getting there. Probably releasing lots of toxic chemicals, like definitely cutting some electrical components in half that I probably really shouldn't, but it's what I have. Oof, okay. we got it. And actually that one, the LED came right out. So that's great. So this was easier this time. And now we just have the little barrel, much shorter. So I'm actually pretty pleased with the way that went. Could have been a lot worse. Okay, clean that up on the sandpaper. Not the most beautiful thing, very blurry, but okay, cool. Better do that on this one. Oh no. Okay. Last one, and hopefully this one just comes apart the way that one came apart, because the first one was a hassle. And there's some kind of glue or epoxy that's holding the LED in, and so it's kind of a pain to get in there. Okay. Again, having trouble threading this. Why? Probably because I've been hacksawing things. Okie dokie, so, alright, a new follower of DShot92. Oh, it's from yesterday. Sorry I missed you, DShot. Wherever you are in the world now. I think 2023 is the year I go, I get partnered, get rich, right? I think it's the year. Let's do it. Okay, try the same thing with this little ridiculous setup with this washer so that I can just rub this on the hacksaw. Can't really tell if that's in focus, but hey, you get the idea. Probably many better ways I could have done this. This is the way that is available in this room right now. This one, definitely more annoying. Okay, my magic touch is failing me as far as kind of trying to like roll it as I rub it across the hacksaw blade, while also not cutting my fingers. Getting there though. Ouch, got my finger, a little. Okay, can we just pull out, oh yeah, we got the LED out. Okay, awesome. That wasn't so bad, it really wasn't. I think I must have made it worse the first time I did it, because I really was like trying to break the thing apart. So, we got this little piece. Oh, I do. Well, I definitely need a bench vise. I do have a vice grip. You're right. I could have held the vice grip. But I don't know. On that one, it was hello, life is yours. By the way, lovely to see you. A bench vise is definitely on my list to get. In that case, maybe the vice grips would have helped. This is so small and fussy though that it helped to have my fingers in there, even though it's probably not the best safety choice I could have made. Okay. I don't have any cool deburring tools. I want cool deburring tools. I love cool deburring tools. Like little custom deburring tools. Like, I love them. I love them. Let's just look at some deburring tools. Because as far as specialized tools go, I love deburring tools. Okay, long story. These little 24 volt LEDs. Oh, life is yours. We really got to catch you up. So all the lighting inside this thing was 24 volts. So my first instinct was like, okay, well, we got to get our 5 volts to 24 volts. I ordered some annoying stuff to do that. I didn't really like it. I got to thinking about it more and started thinking like, I bet there's just a resistor in here. Probably just a resistor in there. So I decided to break one of them open, and sure enough, there was a resistor. I broke open these. Sure enough, there was a resistor in them. Big resistors. Still was all wrong. So far what we've done today is we 3D printed new little brackets So we completely modded these from 24 volt to our own little, I just 3D printed and made these little 5 volt 5 volt lamps. So now we have our 2 main lamps are now 5 volt lamps. Now we're in the process of converting all of these little indicator lights to 5 volts. I'm unreal? Why am I unreal? It was, I mean, I don't know if this was the right choice. It just really felt like it was going to be annoying to do the 24 volts. We bought the things, but you'd have to step it up in 2 stages. You'd have to like stack 5 volts to 12 volts and then 12 volts to 24. Well, these industrial lights seem to not come in 5 volt. Some people were saying like that the ones they got were 5 volt, that they were 5 volt LEDs and they just had giant resistors to make them 24 volts, but that was not true for mine. So I just fully modded them. Sorry, what's just a casing? Like this looked totally different before. I like fully modded this to make this. I cut off half of it. It previously had this whole little part on it. It had giant resistors in it. It had these little bulbs in it. These are the little bulbs, which are cool, but I think they're 12 volts. So yeah, it was just essentially making my... No, these weren't just a bulb. They were like a weird, like a very specific, strange little LED kind of bulb and then 2 big fat resistors in it. And somehow it worked with AC and DC. So I don't know what's going on in these. Anyway, this is my little 3D printed doodad with a little piece of LED strip. And so far it seems okay. I'm not in love with some aspects of it. I think it could have come out a little tidier, but overall it's not bad and doesn't look bad. We'll like, you know, once it's all together, we'll put it together and see what we think. Okay, so we decided we do like the 220 ohm resistor for our, let's tie this in a knot. We like 220 for our LEDs. Maybe if we'll get some new super bright LEDs and see if that's any better. But for now, I'm gonna say that does the job. Life is yours. I've needed you so much in the last few days to help me make bad electronics and electrical decisions. So I had to make all the bad decisions on my own without you also giving me bad advice. So it was very difficult, but somehow I managed. Okay. So, I mean, looking at this thing, like the front mounted LEDs, like those look like they could be ancient. These little weird LED bulbs on top make it seem like at least maybe it was not serviced that long ago, or that it's just not as old as it looks. I don't know. Wait, you clicked a sword icon? I was just saying that I love you and you're my favorite person in all of Norway, and that this is a standard deburring tool. These are cool, but these little internal diameter Noga tools are cool as all hell. I have no real use for this, but I want it. So you fold this little dude back, you slide it through your hole, and you can deburr the opposite face of something that you couldn't get to with a normal tool. Wait, you're at a company dinner. Oh, are you drunk as hell? Is that what's going on? Are you intoxicated? Okay, this little replacement bulb, not bad. This little replacement bulb, not bad. They need a little more work. We need a couple transistors to flip them on and off. Life is yours. I don't know, where are you on this process? Have you been keeping up with the insane things to like get Matter to work so that we can now watch the blue LED? You see it? Let me do it. Is it any better? I don't know if you'll be able to see anything over here. The exposure is a problem. Maybe you can just lower the brightness of this. Still too bright. Okay, lower the brightness all the way. On. Can I do it? I can't. I literally can't see the screen now. Oh, the accessory's not responding. Oh, because I flashed the ROM. I forgot. I flashed the ROM. Okay, let's go to the serial monitor and we'll go through the setup process now that we have flashed the ROM. So here is our setup code. Please don't set this up on stream. I mean, it'd be kind of funny if you did, and you could somehow control this light. That would be very funny, but I don't think it's gonna work. Okay, let's go here. I think I have to now delete this accessory because I think it's ruined. Accessory details. Remove accessory. Remove from all services. Remove from all services. I don't know if that worked. It's not letting me remove it. Accessory details. Remove accessory. I don't know. My home settings. Home hubs and bridges. Whoa, what happened? Oh, weird. So maybe I would have been able to repair it. Okay, well that's okay. We'll go through this process anyway. So I should just be able to, in home, go here, do add accessory, scan the QR code. It scans. Now I'm in like add to Apple Home mode. And we should see this start. It's just so slow. I really don't know what's so slow about it. I mean, it honestly just could be like console log slowness or something. Wait, why does it say the chip OBLE advertising stopped? Okay, but you're right, the QR code did this. Actually, that's a question. Is your QR code the same as mine? Like, is every device using this repo this? Because that'd be kind of funny. Is it really? Okay, so we probably have to figure out how to make that not true. Why did this advertising stop? This part just takes so long and I don't understand. I don't know if it's like going through 30 different ways of trying to connect. Also, it's kind of weird. I don't really understand. Device already advertising. Closing pairing window. That says Wi-Fi event start. When I was trying to set it up with that chip app, I did a Wi-Fi setup instead of Matter, I guess, or instead of Thread. I don't know. Whatever I did, it like joined the wrong wireless network. Am I using, does my HomePod support Thread? Am I using Thread? I don't know. Still hasn't done anything, and I've had no updates here, which is suspicious. I don't know where to hold it. I'm just holding it. My phone is like literally touching the ESP32. Maybe that's not right. Wait, is my mic quiet again? Did my mic mysteriously get quiet? Maybe I was just far away. Oh no, binary. By unpairing, have I ruined everything? Grimbone. Okay, well, while we wait all of eternity for this to pair, we now have our cute little modded doodads that look great. God, do not let me touch my face or my eyes or my hair or anything, because I still have leaded solder on my hands, and also we just hacksawed through like random electronic components. So, yeesh. The colors of these bulbs are quite different from what I have. Like this is almost an orange, kind of amber, versus the straight up yellow that I have. I don't know what to do that. Your furniture is made of lead. Unable to add accessory. I wonder why. Add an accessory. Get that QR code. It's weirdly suspicious that the add to Apple Home. We just aren't getting any messages here. Do I need to like restart this? Phil Powers, how's it going? I mean, as long as I can remember not to touch my eyes or my face or lick my fingers or whatever. I've been doing okay. We've been like doing a ridiculous project where I'm modding this like industrial control panel to be a Matter device so that this like random industrial control panel will show up in HomeKit and allow me to tie it to automations. Just finished a project trying to like take all the 24 volt accessories in it and break them and then put them back together so that they will be 5 volt accessories, and all that seems okay. I mean, you're a tough guy. Soldering, I think, is fine. I mean, you just don't, like, you're not vaporizing solder. Your soldering iron is not hot enough to, like, turn the lead into a gas. You're not inhaling lead. The issue, I think, in my mind, is more like handling. Handling things. So here, okay, list of things we have to figure out. One is we probably just want like a drop of hot glue or something in these little doodads, or something to hold them in there. Spot of super glue or something. I don't know. We could just do that now, I guess. Just kind of around the little base part, perhaps. But those look pretty good, I think. Do I just do a dab of super glue? It's probably the easiest thing. What should I do? Well, we have this desk cam over here. So I could like move it to be here, but this is a mess. What is in front of me is a mess. Oh, something fell on the floor. That sounded important. It was this washer. We need a third desk cam is what you're saying, right? Like, oh no. Oh gosh. Okay. It's a mess over here. Okay, we're getting there. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, how we doing? Great. This is not good. This does not look good. Is there anything private on my desk? I think there are some checks back there. Did those checks just make it on stream? I hope not. Yesterday I showed all my invoices, which is good. Okay, so yeah, I kind of don't want to do this yet, but I also kind of want to just do it. So what is my lazy adhesive approach going to be? Let's check the adhesives box. This accessory still isn't pairing, so this really sucks because I had it working before and now I've broken it. Is that where we are? That's too bad. So tapes and adhesives. Tapes and adhesives box. Got some super glue. We got some contact cement. I feel like this super glue is maybe the best bet. 2-part epoxy. That's all too much. Glue sticks. Yeah. One of those glue sticks is like at that in undergrad. So one of those glue sticks is like 15 years old. There's no way that still works. So I don't know. We just do a dab of this for now, and that still gives us the ability to swap it if we need to. I just need to like very gently hold it in place. Hello? Okay. Is that too much or is it too little? Who can say? Just sit in there and see what happens. Squeezing the wrong part of the tube. Sorry, that's not focused. That's a bummer. Well, the thing that's just so lame is I had this working, and now I've broken it, so... Oh well. Okay, put that in. And last one. I want this to be, like, semi-temporary, because I do feel like I might swap these LEDs. Okay. Did that work? Who can say? Who can say? they're probably IR. I just don't understand this. If I started advertising, stop after actually restart. I don't know what I've screwed up because it worked yesterday. It was just really, really slow. So let's try to add accessory. Let's scan that QR code again. Let's add to Apple Home. But I'm not even seeing them talk this time, which is unfortunate. Okay, are we talking? I saw something. Okay, it seems like we're talking. We're talking. Okay, we're talking. I think we're talking. That's good. Grimone. Is that your new pickup line on Discord and unverified accessory? Add anyway. I wonder if the logging is really slowing everything down. Wow, rude. Saying my server's dead? Rude. I talk to myself all the time on Discord. How could you say that? Unable to add accessory. Why? That really looked like it was working. That time we made it further in the process. That's too bad. Whoa. Add accessory. It's like HomePod or like Apple Home is breaking. I need to restart my phone. Add accessory. Scan the QR code. Add to Apple Home. Wow. Wait, what's going on over here? Are you modding? Are you getting modded? Wait, what? What is happening? What? I don't even know what to, did Life Insurance actually moderate for once? I'm shocked. Shocked at this. Free Grimbone. What did I do differently that made this work yesterday? Or is it like some really, like am I in a broken state now? I never should have deleted it. Oh wait, that was a text. Don't look at that. Don't look at my text messages. Aww. Wait, your second home. What's your first home? Is it the Sparkle Party? Sparkle Party? Okay. Are these seem relatively okay. I want the bow shield to come, bow shield, so we can do the thing. You know, the thing. I want the bow shield to come so we can start to just like tidy up the box and semi-reassemble it and all that good stuff. So, let me see this. I'm sure I'm going to show something I shouldn't show. My messy office. So, is there anything private or secret over here? I don't think so. Oh, there's some medical records there. That's all. There's. Don't worry. I just have medical records over there. That's all fine, right? You can show medical records on stream. Okay, we're at 5 volts. We have the 220 ohm resistor. Okay, really? Is there anything secret? You can't quite see my medical records, so it's okay. Okay, so hot. Cute. That's the yellow. This is red. $20 pay for a cough. That'd be a bargain. Kidding me? Take it. Okay. Okay, these are working. Super glue seems to be holding reasonably well for now. If we need to un-super glue, we can. So what do we want to do next? I would kind of like to start reassembling this, but I want to cover it in bow shield first. Unable to add accessory. Do you think that accessory still exists somewhere? Like, hubs and bridges. Like, is there a way to see? That's the home, though. Like, is there some place to edit, like, high-level settings? Maybe that's not a valid question. I know, you Europeans and Australians just laugh it up. Laugh it up. Okay. Well, that would be really sad and silly if in trying to test to re-add it because it worked one time, it doesn't work another time. I tried to delete it from everywhere, but maybe I didn't. Like, maybe it's not just deleted. Huh. I guess we can look at the logs and try to figure out what's going on. Okay, add to Apple Home. I just know there's like something about the accessory where it thinks it's all good. It really looked like it went through all the business. Let's just hold it closer. Yeah, I mean, everything sounds great here. Look at it. Great. Okay, so what do we want to do? Reboot your hub. It's probably not a bad idea. I mean, could that be a thing? That, like, my hub is in the other room? And I don't know. Like, it can't talk to my hub? Should I hold it in the air and wave it around? Give it better Wi-Fi vibes? Y-vibes? I mean, it just sounds like we're not talking this time. But we definitely were talking a minute ago. Kind of been tempted to re-flash it. I wonder if there's something I could change to force it to have a new ID. I don't think so. Maybe somewhere deep in the source code. There are definitely some defines that I saw, but I don't know if those defines are relevant. I mean, in other words, they may be already just fully baked into the library. So I could recompile the library. Not on this machine, though. Or I guess I technically could, but eh. Set attribute. So really this is just looking for all that's going on in the loop is its own little so you can toggle it with the button locally if you want, but I don't really want that. Okay, I feel like we're just not getting anywhere. So I want to fully reflash this, I think. I want to exit setup. The thing that's annoying is like, is it possible that I have some accessories that are not listed here? That's kind of confusing, right? Like, six lights, speakers. I have home settings. Allow explicit content. Control accessories from upper. Add and edit accessories. Software update. All accessories are updated. Oh, there's HomePod betas. I don't know about that. Sound check. Not seeing anything totally obvious. Okay, what is happening? Case failed to match destination ID with local fabrics. I guess fabric is thread stuff. A little unfortunate that I had this working and now I definitely don't. I'm gonna maybe do some pull requests in that guy's repository to fix some very minor things. Oh really? Is yours trying to Wi-Fi? My phone and my HomePod are on different networks, so. But that would have been true yesterday also. Okay. I don't know what to do, everybody. I'll just keep doing the same thing over and over again. There was a thing that said more options there. Maybe that would be the thing to do. Actually, that acted like it found it really quickly. Connecting to accessory. Okay, we're definitely talking. Add anyway. You know, I wonder if I waited too long after the add anyway. Wi-Fi association refused temporarily. Come back. That is a little weird. Oh, that's its Wi-Fi. I think. That's it being the... Like, what are... See those IP addresses? Those are not on my, like... This is pretty weird. Those IP addresses were on my main LAN, not on my, like, the, whatever it is, the VLAN that has all the IoT things on it. Oh, yeah, it worked. Okay, I'm gonna add this to Office. So I wonder if you're just having some weird, nice, very nice wondering. I wonder if you're having some weird network issues. Like, is there anything strange about your network topology? Like, for me, my HomePod is on my, like, I think, I can't remember. I think the HomePod is on the IoT VLAN. It's all your fault that I have all of these things. You're the one who bullied me into this. That I have a complex network set up now. I actually got it all working though, and it's pretty cool because it was not that hard. I have a couple of regrets. I do wish I'd gotten a managed switch. That would have made life a little easier, but in general, it's fine. and it can just do like VLAN by which SSID I connect to, and that's okay. And then I can't tag individual ports on my switch because it's not managed, but I actually like that because then on the device I can just choose. So my little Linux machine is on my main network, but it is also has access to the VLAN with the Internet of Things thing for Homebridge to work. Oh, that could be. That could be. I really don't know. I would have to go look at the logs and try to decide what really just happened. Like, does this thing think it's on one network or the other, or is it actually talking via thread? Okay, are we back in business? We are. Where's the tiny... Wait, come back. Okay, blue light. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So that's all cool. And now, Grimbone, you love it. You love it. Now, imagine when those lights are mounted in this thing, it's gonna look cool. It's gonna look sick. Look at my hair today. Beautiful rock hair. But I can't touch it. I shouldn't even be touching my phone. I shouldn't be touching anything. I shouldn't be touching anything. Aww. Is there a reason? Should I know about this? Is there some like bad thing that happened? Why did that get retired? Did it become racist or something? Or did it become like a Nazi dog whistle? Like what happened? What happened to the old PogChamp? Do I want to know the answer to this? Probably not. Okay, I'm touching things all over my office, getting lead all over everything. Definitely gonna die here. Okay. Is there anything else I want to... Wait, really? Wait, the person? The person in that emote was a white supremacist? This is a milkshake duck scenario, right? This milkshake duck? Turns out the PogChamp guy is milkshake duck. Let me find that. I'm gonna check out the Know Your Meme on Milkshake Duck. Oh no, what have I done? Get out of here. Oh gosh, get out of here. Oh yes, the whole internet loves Milkshake Duck, a lovely duck that drinks milkshakes. 5 seconds later, regression from you, the duck is racist. It's basically this, right? Okay. So I think we have the basics of matter working. The thing that's going to suck, of course, given how much of a pain it is to make any of this work. Okay, here's a question binary though. Am I going to be able to add new code to this, new logic to this, flash that device, and still have it show up? The answer is probably no, right? Like if I make code changes to this, am I going to be able to just flash it and it's going to be all good and show up on the network, or is it going to ruin my life? Now we have to know. So I am going to turn off the erase all flash before sketch upload. And we're going to upload and we're going to see what I break. Because this is how we learn things, by breaking them. That's how we learned all of this today. All of this. Let me show you. All of this was learning. This, learning. We learned in this pile. We learned a lot from this pile. This pile's okay. This pile, okay. This pile's kind of okay. Okay, these piles I think are okay. This pile, all learning. All learning. Look at the nice color of this, though. Much more of an amber than the yellow. It's green, also slightly different green. Yeah, I guess that's the big question, is like, how weird is this going to be? It is a nice amber. The one I have now is just yellow. It's not as nice. I'm just gonna admit that right now. It's not as nice. Okay, so I didn't erase flash, which was previously recommended, but I turned off erase all flash. It looks like it all came on. The light is turned off, even though previously the state was on. The answer is it doesn't work at all. Matter accessory, no response. Oh, it's going nuts. What's going on over here? Uh-oh. Wait, now it works. It came back. Yeah, that was weird. That was very strange. But it seems to be working now. So when I look at this, how am I talking to this? And how can I know how I'm talking to this? Like, without chip tool or whatever, is there a way for me to look and understand, like, what is the method of communication? So, okay, let's say we clear this whole thing and I turn the light off. We get all of this. What just happened? I don't really tell you. Or like I just can't, I can't look at it and know what's going on really. I do have GPIO pins connected to my phone screen. That's fine. You know, that's pretty cool. I've definitely done that before with just like little Wi-Fi services. The thing that's crazy about this and seems potentially cool is if I make a bunch of these and they just are like not only weird sculptures, but also are like functional modern Internet of Things devices. I think that's super cool. Even though, you know, not that I think they'll be especially useful or whatever. Okay, so next steps. We'll start to tidy up while we think about this. Let's plug some things. Try not to unplug the entire office, which would have been pretty funny if I just unplugged it, literally everything. Okay, so solder bin. Oopsie. Okay, so, I mean, we're getting close to being able to just start putting this thing back together and thinking about how it goes. So, I did buy the bow shield. Bought some of this. Seemed cool. And I chose this. I mean, it really is it's a industrial wax, basically, made by Boeing. So, it's going to protect the rusty parts, and it's going to protect, like, give it a little shine, give it a little bit of sheen, protect it, lubricate it, clean it up, all that business. So we're going to try this and see how it goes. It should just be that I spray it on and wipe it down. It should be easy peasy. And then maybe I'll start using it to like clean my tools, actually. Rust or corrosion threatens metal, and it seems okay to put it on like over the paint and over potentially even like over the plastic. For use on anything I want. So I don't know. I'm interested in it. I learned about it from Blondie Hacks, who recently just like machined some new parts and left them. Instead of like bluing them or cold bluing them or whatever, she just sprayed them with a little bow shield. It was a knurling tool that she was working with. If you haven't watched that channel, highly recommend it. Blondie Hacks, pretty amazing. If you're interested in machining, it's the place to go. A-Bomb79, also cool, but he's definitely way more on the industrial end of things. So if you want to know how like a normal human would do things in a home shop, I feel like Blondie Hacks is the jam. Okay, so we want to tidy it up with the bow shield. Easy. We want to make some plans for the circuitry. So at a minimum, we need 2 transistors. Just 2 like very generic run-of-the-mill transistors to do the 5-volt. No, we need it on everything. What am I saying? We need all these are 5 volts. Oh my gosh, I'm such a goober. Okay. Okay. Reconsider slightly. We just did all that work to like test the LEDs and test them with a 220 ohm resistor because we were thinking about a 5-volt power supply. The SP32 pins are not 5-volt pins. They are, what are they? 3.3? What a goober. Okay. So that resistor calculation was all wrong, is the short answer to this. Not that that's a huge deal, but it's just silly. Okay, so where was our resistor calculator? Grimbone, you missed it, but the 3D prints like went so smoothly. It was like the smoothest, easiest, fastest like part to 3D print that I've ever done, maybe. It was like suspiciously convenient. Like I modeled it fast, they printed fast, the first iteration worked, it just never was real first. I also used the worst filament on earth. It's that same brittle filament that's falling apart that's been on that machine forever. However, let me plug this in. This is our result. Our cute little, I'll show it here maybe. Turned out quite nicely. So this is what we made. Made this little buddy. It was only like a 10-minute print. Funny how translucent the print is. Thanks. It's not that impressive of a part. The part that was impressive is that I got it right on the first try and it wasn't a disaster, because normally it takes me 11 times to get a print looking good, but this one, it's not that. Yeah, it turned out, it's for just an internal piece, but hey, turned out pretty well. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So that let us convert these were these giant things with big resistors for 24 volts. That let us convert these to be 5 volts, which is going to require a transistor, but that's okay. But what I just realized, which is, why didn't you tell me this? Where's Life is Yours? I don't know, man. Okay, let me finish this thought and then I will look too, because I'm actually very curious about the switch. My assumption is it's going to be annoying. That's my assumption. Okay, so why didn't you people point this out to me? I blame you. I especially blame Life is Yours. That the words that were about to come out of my mouth a couple minutes ago is like, oh, I need transistors for these because these are 5 volts. But why? Why don't I just change the resistor in these to make them 3.3 volts? Like, then we can just run them straight from the board without a transistor. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm a silly person. Most times, in fact. So what we instead would say is that this is whatever. 3.3, is that right? Is that what comes out of this? I think it is 3.3. That sounds right. Which we'll just switch to a 100 ohm resistor and call it a day, right? those are all 3.3. I may even have, what do I have that's lower than 100? 47s and 100. My little booklet is not in great shape, I gotta say. Okay. So, well, that's easy. There's a 100 ohm resistor. Probably that resistor goes on the end. So, do we, here's the question. Do I still have fritzing installed in this machine? Okay, I do have to go quite shortly, but I'm pretty pleased. I think we made good progress today. Yesterday, we did not make very good progress on anything. Today, we actually have some stuff working. So I kind of want to say we want a new, so let's just start to like rough this in, just to think about it. Even if we're not gonna make a, so we need a couple NPN transistors. I don't think we need any resistors for those little LED dudes. What did I say? So we want a 100 ohm resistor. Good enough. I can't remember anything. So these are just going to be, like, we basically want these to go to ground, right? Is that the idea? I don't remember how to rotate things. It's like that. Is that how those work? So they will all get the, is that how I like to do that? I'm like suddenly second guessing myself on a very simple piece of circuitry. But like, because I'd normally, yeah, it's funny, this is wired kind of backwards from what I would, kind of wired backwards from what's in my brain, where it has the resistance on the high side. Is that normal? Does it matter? Okay, so it seems like people say you should put it on the high side. Okay. That makes a little more sense to me. I just couldn't remember. I mean, fortunately, breadboard's pretty cheap, so you can blow them up without wearing too much. So, and then will we just have a pull-up resistor or a pull? No, you would just say pin mode. You don't even need a. You're not even thinking about pulling up or pulling down. Let's have pin mode, and those will just be low, and they'll be set to high because that's fine here, right? So on the in this case, these actually are going to be on the side coming from the ESP32. Do I have one of those in here? Okay, and then meanwhile, binary, you asked about. I mean, the answer is I don't know yet. Maybe this is probably one of the main things we'll look at next time, is figuring out. Hello? Let me just go to a web page. Thanks. How to port one of these examples over. I mean, my thought would be to like start with the light and see where to go from there. Excuse me, but the real answer is I don't know. ESP 32. How do you do this? I don't really remember, like, to get an ESP32 in fritzing. I mean, it's not that it's that important, it would just be a little helpful. Did I get the hit let go? Oh, I should have. Does this look right? Kind of looks like the thing, the object that I have. Kinda, sorta. Is that the... Actually, doesn't. Because mine doesn't. Or does it? Yeah, a bit wider. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna fork it anyway and just put in some basic There's a few basic little things that need fixing in the repo. Like extremely minor that I normally would not bother to do a pull request on, but I kind of want to just do a pull request just to say like, hey, I love you. Thank you for what you've done. It could be. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it definitely, his to-do list says like, this looks like mine. Kind of. No, it doesn't. Almost looks like mine. You know, the to-do list in that repository is, hey, make this usable. Maybe I should have brought a more name brand off-brand ESP32. This one's really not too different layout-wise, but ESP32. Yeah, this goofy one I got is like wide, so six GPIOs. This is a bit more like mine, but still not quite. Very close though. I mean, I don't want to spend forever on this, but I don't really care as long as the pens are the pens, like. Just hoping to find something at least that have the same pen out. But my board does seem to be goofy. Okay, I'm already spending too much time on this. So that would be pen. Let me move to the ground. So that's up to D23. It's confusing here. I don't think this is it. Yeah, the one I have is like weirdly wide. Maybe this is it. Do. Go away. So, you don't have the fritzing file? I mean, this looks like at least fairly close to mine. Fairly close. We can just fake it, I guess. But... Well, that's annoying. Okay, well, anyway. That's obnoxious. I mean, what, you know. It's just a little surprising that this doesn't exist, but I guess there's just so many variations. Uh-oh. Why is my computer freaking out? Let's close stuff. Close Cura. Close Arduino, perhaps. Okay, just thinking about this. So this is fine. So there's a resistor on the high side, basically just coming out of the Arduino or whatever. In fact, that would be the very silly, easy thing to do. So 38. So we need like female. Whatever they call those here. They're just headers. I haven't used fritzing in a while. I thought you could like take these. That's not what we want at all. Weird. Core. I thought there was, okay, it's just these. Okay, so this, and we want to change this to 19. So what we'll do is we'll just basically have our fake this is where our invisible node would be if we had one, or our invisible ESP32. So you know, these would all just be straight to digital pins. For example. Okay, I do really have to go very soon. Okay, so, you know, that's all that's going on here. And then the other half, the other side of the LEDs are just going to go to ground. So ground in this case would be here. And then 2.3 volts we don't really need. That's not right though. Like, that's not where those should go at all. Oh yeah, that's before I did this correctly. Okay, so wait. Let's actually do it this way. Fritzing, not the best, but the best for me, maybe. Okay, very silly thing to do, but here we go. So these are just going to be all good, and then our LEDs this side's negative. And then these, we really do just need little jumper buddies. Can you flip these? Cute. The issue that's a little annoying is we do need these to be grounded. Okay, kind of a mess. Kind of a mess. Kind of a mess. Probably could have thought of a different way to do that was less annoying. Okay, so how are we doing on the schematic? It looks incredible. Look how good this schematic looks. Never looks better. What's even going on here? That makes it seem like we lose a pin here. Must have. So what happened? You're hooked up. You're hooked up. You're hooked up. You're happy. You're not happy. Okay. You're happy. So that gets us here. Oops. Okay, we got our 3. LED. There's an LED. There's an LED. What is the deal with that? I guess they're all just going to ground. What a cool didgeridoo solo. Okay. Oh, I didn't hook that to ground yet. So ground, if we orient it this way, and that's back, that's a ground, and this is a ground. So that gives us this schematic, this part of the schematic. Rotate this. Can only have a little bus here. I think annoyingly, I feel like if you rotate this, it's going to rotate the label too. Oh well. That'd be a better way to do this, right? You can do this. It's a mess. When I do like bus kind of things, I think the rail would just like show up as a bus, but whatever. Okay, so this would be the general idea. So this goes high, that's going to go high, that's going to go high, that's going to go high. It's wired to ground, right? We're all grounded. Everybody's happy here. Looks very silly the way I have it. Could have done it a different way. Just knocked something on the floor. Okay, I really have to go. So, we'll fuss a little more with this schematic. It's such a mess. And I have to think about to refresh my memory on some things. Like the control pin, yeah, it is the middle. So one of those would go there. Okay, so just got to think of, like, remind myself a little bit, like, how to lay this out, but I think it'll be fine. So we'll get this. So we'll do it all on breadboard first. I need to dig out some NPN transistors. Maybe we'll find some better LEDs, so on and so forth. Anyway, good progress. Good job, everybody. Go team. Who do we have today? We have Life is Yours. We had Grimbum. We had Binary. I think we had Terrier Darts maybe early on. So Phil Powers in there somewhere. Triumphant Return. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. And we'll stream again in the next couple days. If I don't see you before then, have a very happy Thanksgiving. Or whatever the version is in the country where you live. Okay.